The time is 9:39 a.m. This is News and Views, our second last interview of the morning. And we're looking at the Home Affairs Minister, Aaron Motsoaledi, and the Department's Director General, Tommy Makode, seeking permission to approach the Supreme Court of Appeal to overturn a previous judgment which declared the termination of the ZEP program unlawful and unconstitutional. So let's talk to Dr. Vusimuzi Sibanda, chairperson of the African Diaspora Forum. They were, of course, very, very thrilled about the judgment, but now concerned that Home Affairs is seeking to have that judgment overturned and the impact of ZEP permit holders. A very good morning to you, Dr. Sibanda. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
This is not good news for you and the people of Zimbabwe, very especially those people holding these ZEP permits.
Well, indeed, it isn't. I mean, obviously, it seeks to delay, the whole process of, adjudication of, these ZEP permits and the application that was, obviously being made, that maybe it's time that the ZEP permits are transformed into permanent residence, especially based on the time that the ZEP holders have had these. So now, what this ultimately means is that, if the minister is indeed, granted leave to appeal, he may take his time up until he approaches the Supreme Court of Appeal, so that he can do the appeal. And in the meantime, that will leave, the ZEP holders in limbo, and again, without much protection, because for as long as he manages to appeal it, it means that the judgment is therefore, put at bay, and there would have to be a need to approach the court again to get an interdict, so that while the court is the case is pending, no deportation or adverse effect will happen to the ZEP holders.
What happens if he is successful regarding his leave to appeal? That's going to have a huge impact on ZEP permit holders, because their stay here had been extended. It was first to December of last year, and then again to mid-year this year. What is that situation looking like? So, two questions: the leave, the appeal being granted and perhaps being successful, and the situation, the extension, where we're sitting right now with the permit holders extension.
Well, look, if he succeeds, if the minister succeeds, ultimately what that means is technically that the June judgment is therefore put at bay, and and anything can happen, which is the reason why we are saying, in the event that he does succeed, then it means that probably another court application will have to be mounted, which is going to be looking at an interdict that, whilst the matter is pending finalization of being heard at the Supreme Court of Appeal, in the meantime, the ZEP holders should not be adversely affected. And of course, you will remember that the minister from June, he had also then extended, the ZEP, permits to 31 December 2023, because they had not finalized, the adjudication of the process. And the court had given them 12 months, which means up to June 2024, where the permits would be extended up to, so that the minister may actually review his decision or be directed to act in terms of the law in basically doing the necessary consultations, so that he may come to finality.
And when we look at these people holding the ZEP permits, there's really nothing to go back home to, is there? I mean, we know the situation in Zimbabwe, way, way, way worse than, what we're sitting with here in South Africa. It would leave these people very, very destitute, because this is almost like a second home. They've made South Africa a second home, have they not?
Well, they have. In fact, I mean, a lot of them, for the past 10 years or so more that they've been in South Africa, they have known South Africa as a better home, and they've got children, some of them that are teenagers and much older, that have not known any other country other than, South Africa. So indeed, it is a home. And one of the major reasons why, this challenge was done on this decision is that the minister basically says that the situation and the conditions that led to the issuance of these particular ZEP permits, they had drastically changed, and Zimbabwe had improved and was politically and economically stable, which was neglecting the fact that in 2018, 6 people were shot live ammunition by soldiers. And of course, with the current report on the just ended, elections, where, the SADC observer team has basically said that the elections were not free, neither were they fair, nor were they, credible. And considering that, there was FARS and state agents that seem to be intimidating people all over the shore. So it definitely does show that, look, Zimbabwe has not changed, from what it was, when the permits were first issued. And that's the reason and the rationale for issuing such permits, that there must be good cause. And if they've got to be withdrawn, it must be for good reason, which good reason must resonate with the original purpose for which they were, issued for. And there is no correlation between the two.
And the majority of these ZEP permit holders are either professionals or skilled people that are adding, and they're gainfully employed here in South Africa. They are adding to the economy of South Africa, are they not? These are not your, and I say it with respect, your illegal immigrant type of people who don't have proper jobs, and maybe they are trading informally, but also making the economy turn. However, the ZEP permit holders are professional and semi-professional people, are they not?
Very true. I mean, a lot of them are, professional people, which is why, we have also had the minister saying maybe some of them must apply for critical skills, but the process and the pathway has always been blurred. And a lot of them, you will remember that a lot of them are also, teachers, educators, in the STEM, subjects, and a very huge contingent are maths and science teachers, as it were, especially, that are with that originally had the quota permits and had to move, to the ZEP permits. So indeed, these are people that ordinarily, have been contributing and will continue to contribute to the economy, especially, when you look at the scarcity of STEM educators and other professions, that, these people are involved in, or the kind of business that they are in, where they run, small businesses, some of them in the SME sector, and ordinarily employ an additional, 1 or 2 or 3 or even 5, South Africans over and above, themselves.
When do you suppose we'll hear whether the minister will be given leave to appeal?
I think it should be just, within the coming month, when the court comes back from recess. I assume that, that is what Judge Colin had said, that, look, just when they come back from the midterm, I mean, the recess for the court, which is already in the middle of recess now, they will be able to give, that particular judgment. So I should assume that, sometime, in the middle towards to the end of October, we should be able to get that judgment.
Okay, undoubtedly we will be talking with you closer to the time, or after that judgment has actually been granted or not. Chairperson of the African Diaspora Forum, Dr Vusimuzi Sibanda, thank you indeed for your time, and good luck to the ZEP permit holders. Hope it's a great outcome for them. God bless.
Bless you too.
9:48, our final interview of the morning. Standing by to talk with us is an amazing young man, and he truly is. Rich Sibusiso Hlatwayo, technologist, and he is calling for change and proactiveness from the youth regarding the area of technology. So stay with us.